Welcome back to the channel, Chimera Crew. Today, we're going to cover something that we've never really talked about on this channel, and that is, I guess, waifuism. What is waifuism exactly? Well, according to ChatGPT, because I asked it for a definition, waifuism is the practice of forming an emotional attachment or romantic relationship with a fictional character. Now, I asked ChatGPT this question because I didn't understand. I thought, I don't understand waifuism. How could sane human beings believe that they are in real relationships with characters that they know are fictional? And, we're gonna read what it told me. Waifuism is often misunderstood. While it may seem unusual from the outside, it's important to approach the topic with empathy and an open mind. People who engage in waifuism aren't delusional in the clinical sense. They usually understand that their waifu, or husbando for male characters, is fictional. Here's why some individuals might develop such attachments. 1 is emotional fulfillment. Fictional characters can provide comfort and companionship, particularly for those who feel isolated or struggle with traditional relationships. Characters are often idealized, free of the flaws and complexities that can make real-life relationships challenging, and embody traits the individual values or desires. Number 2 is safe and controlled relationships. Real-world relationships require vulnerability and carry risks of rejection, heartbreak, or conflict. A relationship with a fictional character is completely safe and controlled, providing a sense of stability and predictability. 3 is creative and imaginative engagement. Let's see if that's what I think it is. Waifuism often involves a deep connection with a fictional universe or story. Fans might express their feelings through art, writing, or role-playing, using their creativity to explore their attachment. Gross. Number 4 is projection of needs, that people sometimes project their unmet emotional needs or desires onto a fictional character. The character becomes a vessel for exploring their own feelings in a way that feels less intimidating or risky than engaging with a real person. 5 is subculture and community, and waifuism often exists within supportive online communities where the practice is normalized and celebrated. These spaces provide a sense of belonging and validation for individuals who share similar interests and experiences. And number 6 is a coping mechanism. To be fair, in my opinion, the last 5 were coping mechanisms, but for some, waifuism is a way to cope with mental health challenges, trauma, or societal pressures. It can provide solace and a sense of agency during difficult times. So yeah, ultimately it's a cope, not to be disrespectful, but this is a cope that people use because they are too afraid of trying to form a relationship with a real human being, which I get it. It's hard. It really is. And this is coming from a happily married man. Relationships never get easy, but they are worth it. So that's waifuism, I guess. And for the longest time, I thought that waifuism was just like having a favorite character that you just were way too into. That's what I thought waifuism was, and I was sadly mistaken. I'd be fine if that's what it was. But my friends used to be like, because I was a giant nerd, and they'd say, "Oh, Sean, you probably want to bang Wonder Woman," and I was like a girl dressed as Wonder Woman, or like the actual fictional character of Wonder Woman? Because the first one, I would be super excited if my wife were to dress up as Wonder Woman for bedroom stuff. But the fictional character, I had trouble grasping the idea that, 'cause, she's not real. She's a comic book character at the time, just basically on a comic book page or in a cartoon. I guess supposedly, Linda Carter in the 70s would have also counted, which again, Linda Carter in the 70s, smoking hot, would not have been opposed to that. But it was very weird to hear people tell me that I probably wanted to F Wonder Woman when Wonder Woman is not real. But while I'm not a waifuist, I certainly have favorite characters, characters that, were they real, I certainly would be attracted to them. And I guess for the second part of this video, that's what I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about my quote-unquote waifus, or a more accurate term is, if they were real, I would totally be into them. And we're going to talk about that. I know waifus typically come from like anime and manga, but if I just talked about one, that would not fill the time on this video. So we're going to start with anime, manga, and then we're going to move into other forms of media. So I guess let's get started. Alright, so first up, character, if she was real, I'd be totally into her. We're going to start with anime manga, and that is Albedo from Overlord. You're going to notice a trend in these pics, because I love snarky, sadistic women. But you know, what's not to like here? She's a succubus. She's definitely got the kind of personality that I would find attractive in someone. Yeah, there are some creepy aspects to her, sure, but again, she's a fictional cartoon, so you know, it is what it is. But definitely, if I had to pick a favorite from the anime and manga world, it would be Albedo, the fiercely loyal, sadistic succubus from the Overlord series. Now, moving from the pages and screens of Japanese comics and cartoons to American ones, my favorite comic book character is Emma Frost, aka the White Queen of the Marvel and the X-Men series specifically. Again, here we have a strong, independent woman who owns her sexuality, is not afraid of showing off some skin, definitely has a cool character arc where not really changing her personality, went from villain to hero, from one of the X-Men's greatest foes to one of their leaders. Also, I was always much more into the relationship between her and Cyclops than I ever was between Cyclops and Jean Grey. Cyclops and Jean Grey was always very, will they, won't they? Oh, I'm so afraid. You know, Cyclops, oh, my optic blasts could hurt people. I'm afraid to get close to anybody. And Emma Frost was like, screw that. I'm into you. I can turn into diamonds. You can't hurt me. I'm going to go after you. I'm going to take what I want. Well, their relationship started on maybe not so wholesome origins. It definitely became one of the more stable relationships in the Marvel universe. And again, I love snarky, sadistic women, and she's certainly one of them. So definitely my favorite from comic books in America, Emma Frost, the White Queen. Now, moving on from comic books to video games, for my favorite female character in a video game who, if she was real, I would be totally into her, we have Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I got a little bit of flack from my friends and even my own sister when Shadowheart was the companion I chose to romance in Baldur's Gate 3, but here's the thing. Shadowheart is a snarky, emo girl who has trauma related to past issues with her family, and when she goes through emotional upheaval, she changes her hair color. And not only am I attracted to that, that is a description of the woman I married, so it makes sense that I would like Shadowheart if she was a real person. For my pick for female characters who I would be totally into if they were real, for movies, this one's kind of a deep cut. I assume quite a few of you probably may have seen this movie. I don't know. A lot of people I talk to have never heard of it, so I don't know. I love this movie though. But for my pick for, characters that if they were real, I would be into them from live action movies, we have Olivia from Burying the X, played by the beautiful Alexandra Daddario. Now, in this case, this character is literally in this movie to show the main character what a decent relationship with a decent human being can look like, because at the start he is in a relationship with a toxic woman who dies in an accident, and he starts dating Olivia, and then accidentally brings his ex back to life as a zombie, and now has to deal with the fact that, he was going to break up with her the day she was in the accident, and now he has to deal with a zombie who thinks he's still into her. If you've not seen the movie, it's fantastic. It stars the late, great Anton Yelchin, and as well as Alexandra Daddario. I highly recommend it. But for Olivia herself, she's got that classic girl next door look, but as kind of like a playful edge to it, as she's definitely kind of alt. She is a no-nonsense, goes after what she wants, but is also fun. Like, she owns her own ice cream store where she makes spooky flavors. I have probably never wanted to try a fake ice cream flavor or any type of fake movie food more than I want to taste the Fruit Brute that her shop supposedly sells that she made herself. But she's one other thing about this character. I mean, any character played by Alexandra Daddario, it's the eyes. Those bright eyes and infectious smile really hits it home. She also has that edgy but casual and approachable look, but ultimately, a strong, independent woman goes after what she wants. A little bit less of the snark and sadisticness that I typically like, but definitely a fan of this character. Thought she was portrayed brilliantly by Daddario, and if this was a real person, I would totally be attracted to her. And finally, the final pick here, if you're still with me on this weird little video that I'm making, if I had to pick a television character that, if she were real, I would be totally into her, we have Max Black from Two Broke Girls. I feel like based on my other picks in this video, I don't really even have to explain why I would be attracted to this person, though I do get the sense that this is a real person. This is just Kat Dennings' personality, but she's got that goth emo look. She's snarky, she's sadistic, she's funny, she's got great assets, so to speak, but overall just a strong, empowered alt girl, which, if you hadn't really noticed, is kind of my thing. But yeah, that's who I would pick in that case. Max Black from Two Broke Girls. And I guess that's the video, guys. Again, I don't really feel like I understand waifuism any more than I did when I thought to make this video, but at the same time, I guess I've given you guys a little bit of a look behind the curtain as to, just basic stuff for me and what kind of floats my boat, so to speak. So until next time, I'm Mr. Sean. This is Chimera Miniatures. Be sure to check the satellite channels. We've got music, we've got Reddit stories, we've got creepypastas, all the good stuff. But so yeah, until next time, alpha great day, even beta tomorrow. Bye-bye.